Talk to him.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold.
Question of the day. So question of the day, are social careers a red flag? Let's talk about it. Let's break that down. Are social careers a red flag? So social careers, this one isn't necessarily what you may think. So a social career, I'm not talking about social media. So I'm talking about your bartenders, your real estate agents, your high-level salespeople, pharmaceutical sales, your you could even group in nurses. That's fairly social. You deal with the public and you deal with a reasonable amount of colleagues. Social careers, jobs that involve you, media personalities, social career fields like that for men or women, right? Are these careers a red flag? Well, I would say they can be. They can be. Here's the problem. Here's the problem. Oftentimes with folks who have social career fields that involve them either having to be in the nightlife or be around people who may be considered to be ahead of you or above you. It could be a situation where you, as a man, you're dealing with a woman who's a realtor and she deals in high-end real estate or commercial real estate. And so the people that she's meeting to sell homes to, you know, these are multi-millionaire developers or multi-millionaire, you know, in their career path type of men. Some of them bachelors, some of them with wives, and, you know, whatever the case may be. But, you know, she's going to be in proximity with competition. Don't get it twisted. This is forever and always natural competition. That's why you should keep yourself up for who you dealing with and keep yourself looking good and keep yourself, you know, together and maintain. You know what I mean? It's just it's nothing wrong with, you know, doing what you did to get them to keep them. You know what I'm saying? Doing what you did to get her to keep her. You feel me? There's nothing wrong with that. So I think people keeping in mind, and that's why this question is genderless, and that's why I'm referring to both sides. There's nothing wrong with understanding that, you know, you're in competition always, even though you may be married, even though y'all took the vows. It's not time to get comfortable. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that you should have to overly work to maintain either, but just stand on some fundamentals, keep the fire hot. You know what I mean? So red flag careers, though, that put you in situations where you have to fight against urges and fight off the flesh and all of that. Those career fields they can be considered a red flag. I think a red flag sometimes is in the eye of the beholder, to be honest with you, right? It depends on who you are. You may be a person that wants to be with somebody who's in those fields because you're in that particular field and you run into somebody inside of your working field. And so y'all kind of both run around and you understand the hustle and bustle and she understands the hustle and bustle and y'all kind of feel like it'll work out. But I don't know. Y'all will have to tell me in the comments, tell me in the chat, let me know what y'all think about this one. Are social careers a red flag? You know, if your woman is in high-end real estate, if your woman is in pharmaceutical sales and she's sitting down in front of, you know, high-end doctors and VPs of hospitals, and these men, you know, again, some of them bachelors and stuff like that, you know, who, you know, you may be a person who make good money driving trucks, but you ain't making VP money. You know what I'm saying? There's levels, and, you know, maybe you keep yourself up, but maybe he keep himself up too. Maybe y'all checking all the same boxes, but he got a bigger bag. You know, does her constantly being in proximity with men of that stature, does that become a threat to you, bro? Or on the female side, if your husband is a restaurant owner, he's a restaurant owner and he's nursing his first spot, and so he's always there and it's doing well and it's a high-end spot, and so these women come in and they're, you know, these bachelorettes, these women who are single and successful and manless, and they come in smelling good and looking good, and they sit down at the bar, and as he's overseeing things, you know, they're big spenders and big tippers, and so him being the owner of the spot, he says, you know, hello personally and make sure all of the regulars and the high rollers are having a great experience, is him constantly being in proximity with these women night after night and weekend after weekend. Does that become a threat to what y'all got going on at home? Are people in social careers a red flag? That's a great question. I can't wait to hear y'all unpack it in the comments. I'm sure that I'll get some very thought out responses from you guys, and I definitely am interested to ask my follow-up questions in case y'all got something that I never, you know, thought of before. I may want to dig more into the perspective. So make sure y'all tap in on this one and let me know what y'all think about this question of the day. Are social careers a red flag, male or female, right? Let's talk about it. But let's move on off of the question of the day.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Weathered the winters when left in the cold. Harden my heart and now harden